Hello everyone, welcome to the very first toy review of 112 Shelf. This is a YouTube channel I've created because I've been collecting toys and action figures for about 15 plus years. And every time before I buy a toy, I look up reviews of action figures that I want to buy to make sure, that I want them. So I figured, well, I might as well make my own channel and see where it goes just because I enjoy it, whether there's viewers or not. But the very first toy I wanted to review is this Mezco Hellboy toy. Now, this old comic book Mezco line from Hellboy is about 15 years old. I wanted to review him first because Hellboy is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. And also, there's not a lot of reviews on toys that came out a long time ago. So if you're like me, I sometimes look up at older toys and I'm like, man, that looks cool. And the reviews are kind of lacking. So I wanted to do this. Now, if anyone's familiar with this Mezco toy line, this is way before the Mezco 112 line. So, Mezco was making other action figures at the time, and they made quite a few different variant or chase figures of this Hellboy. A lot of them are really pricey right now if you didn't get them back in the day. Back in the day, I think they were like 15 bucks. Now, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one could run you about $300. But this one grew on me. Okay, I really like this one a lot. If I could get him standing up here, add him on the Marvel Select Mephisto throne. But I could get him standing up here like this. Now, they had a lot of different variations. Okay, but I like this one the best. Some of them had a normal face. Some of them have his gritty face like that. The most expensive one was a San Diego Comic-Con edition with a plain trench coat. This one's battle damage, and I think it looks really cool. So what we're going to start off first is the paint apps, okay? Now, I really love this dark red color that they give him all around. And if you read the comics, man, it just really looks like it popped out of a Mike Mignola comic book. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. There you go. Okay. Just the consistent red and the little, shadows and the sharp edges that Mignola uses in his art. It really looks like he's popping out of the comic book. Okay. And if you're a fan of Mezco, they have a lot of attention to detail, right? So this one's battle damage. You can see the different kind of glossier dark red blood that's dripping down from his chin and his chest. They have, and this is what I love, I don't know if they did this intentionally, but they have the burn hole right here on the shoulder of his trench coat. And he's bleeding all the way down to his forearm and to his arm right there, okay? It's consistent in the back with different burn holes and burn marks and rips through his trench coat, even here with the button flaking off. And I just really love how this soft goods looks. I mean, I know Mezco is good at soft goods, but this one is amazing because the thread is really small in it. Okay, sometimes with toy companies that try to do soft goods and cloth, the string they use or the whatever they use is just really big and it doesn't look good. But this one looks good all the way to the faux leather right here of his collar. Okay, now Mezco back then, articulation wasn't their best suit. Also, this Hellboy, since it is true anatomically correct to the comic books, he has little legs, so it's kind of hard to stand him up sometimes, since his upper body is sort of bigger than the rest of him. Okay, but let's go over the articulation, just in case you might be interested in buying this action figure. His legs, only one point of articulation, really. He doesn't have double jointed knees, just one joint. He has no thigh swivel, okay? Or calf swivel, or ankle pivot, or ankle swivel, or anything, right? His foot is where it is, and that's about it, okay? His arms, kind of the same deal here. You only have one jointed elbow. He does have an upper arm swivel, but his wrist just moves up and down like that, okay? His head, I mean, that's pretty easy to get articulate, but it goes up that much, down that much, and of course to the side to side, okay? You get a cool BPRB logo right here on the other side of his shoulder, and the right hem of doom looks awesome, okay? I know maybe if you're looking for a good Hellboy toy right now in the market, there's the 1000 Toys one. I never got that one. I saw a review on it, and it looks small. It looks good, and I almost bought it. I think I had it pre-ordered, right? But it just doesn't do it for me. It looks good. It looks amazing, but the stature doesn't do it for me. I like the tall, you know, Hellboy that towers over different characters. So his right hand of doom looks awesome. Okay, it looks comic book accurate. It is not articulate, but that's okay. Okay, I'm not looking for articulation right now. I kind of like just the fist, because what else would he be using the right hand of doom for? And then again, that 1000 Toys one kind of looks like Lego, like blockish to me. Okay, so let's look at the accessories with this Hellboy. He does come with the Samaritan. If I get him standing up there, he has one on his gun holster and the belt. Okay, along with the rosary right there, which you could take off. I choose not to. I tend to lose accessories. And he comes, well, he only comes with one Samaritan, but I have another Hellboy, so I just stick one in his holster, and then I could stick one in his shooting arm. Oops. Shooting hand, I should say. Like that. That looks like he's shooting. And I also have a NECA video game RoboCop that comes with a rocket launcher, and that piece could fit snug in there, and it looks like, I don't know, his Samaritan is like in missile launching mode or whatever you want, right? So this is the Hellboy, and I think he's awesome, okay? Like I said, he has other versions. I think I only have one other version, and that is the rocket launcher version, which he comes with a more, I guess, plain stoic face with his underbite, like this, okay? So I have both versions. I took the rocket launcher off. He had a jacket and a rocket launcher thing. I took it off because, well, I didn't have this Hellboy at the time, so I wanted to make that one a Hellboy with like a custom-made trench coat that I was going to get. Okay, so that's the Hellboy line. Let's look at how he looks besides other characters in the line, if you're interested in that, because I think they all go very well together. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if it's Hellboy or not, or the whole line, but I think it's in 7-inch scale because all of them are pretty tall. Okay, so first we got Hellboy. Let's put Johann Kraus next to him. Okay, comic book version. Put that before my diorama falls down. Okay. And Roger the Homunculus on the other side. Okay, man, I'm telling you guys, if you get this whole line, they just look so awesome together. Like they're ripping right out of the comic books. Look at that. Okay, let's see him next to some other characters from the Hellboy universe. The ones people are mostly familiar with. Here's Abe Sapien. And Liz Sherman. Now, if you look at Liz Sherman's size, this is why I say I think Mezco just said, let's make the whole line 7 inches, because, I mean, Liz Sherman is supposed to be a normal, average-sized woman, but she's almost the same height as Hellboy there. But it works out, right? Now, if you're like me, when I started collecting, I always thought height was a big deal. When I was like 15 years ago, or I don't know when it was when I started collecting, I bought the old, like I said, it wouldn't be 15 years, but I bought the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends Elektra, and then I bought the Diamond Select Daredevil, and I put them together, and they just looked awful together. So let's compare him to other toy lines, okay? So I want to do toy lines from different companies. Here he is next to the SHF Figure Arts Donatello, which the turtles are supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to be like 4 foot something, right? So I guess that kind of works out if you wanted that. Here he is next to Mafex RoboCop. See, I just love my Hellboy like towering over people, right? So I think this size is perfect. I know the 1000 Toys one is pretty significantly smaller than that, if I am correct. Again, I don't own it. You may correct me on that, but whatever. Okay. Here he is next to the new McFarlane Toys Spawn that I literally just got in the mail like an hour ago. I was almost going to do a review on him, but I haven't spent enough time looking at the details and stuff like that. Okay, which this is also in a 7-inch scale, so actually that kind of looks good. You know, Hellboy still has a little height on him, but still. Here he is next to actual Mezco 112. So this is when Mezco gets better at their soft goods and their articulation. That's the red suited Daredevil. Okay. And then here, that just looks so cool together. And then here he is next to a Marvel Legend, and this is the new Marvel Legend. Marvel, or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him. Right there. Okay. So, oh, I forgot one more accessory he came with. And that is his BPRD walkie-talkie. Okay. Which says zing right there on it, like that. Okay. I just like to display him on Mephisto's throne, like that. And I did pre-order the movie Mezco 112 version, which I will do a review of also once I get it in. But this is the old Mezco Hellboy line. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's my very first one. I hope to do more in the future so you guys can see, you know, how toys are before you buy them. Okay? So thank you for viewing, guys. I hope I answered a bunch of questions. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you. This is 112 Shelf.